Um, Trinity, am I able to ask a second question? Yeah. Okay. This question is a little different. I woke up to this morning and it just popped in my mind because I knew I was going to sit with you today. So, um, with recent events, I have currently lost a friend, and what popped in my mind was that she had completed her soul contract. Now, with that understanding, I wonder, where does the human soul go when it leaves this realm, this, as you call it, sphere of planet Earth?
It connects to its source. So we will not leave you with just that information, but from its origination, there are, you will say partners, you call them guides, but there are more. There are ones that were sourced with it, ones that were partnered along the many journeys. So it is a continuum. It is a, you would say, it is only a parting, of course, of the physical body. But for each one, it is slightly different. There are many landing points. We will say landing points. So it depends on the source point and the partners. But overall, what will transpire is really quite celebratory and also advancing. We can use that term, advance. In this regard, as you know, is the soul leaves the body. They are not alone. They are not only into darkness, unless ones who transition from, we'll say, situations, and you refer to it as suicide, and for others, highly violent events. At times, they can become somewhat trapped, you would call it, but this is not they are not devoid of partners. Their partners are there, but in the shall we say entrapment, there are some things to be derived and things to learn. So it is another landing point of learning. We will call it that. But there are usually overriding emotions such as significant fear, and that fear can be so pervasive and so thick, if you will, that the partners are not, let's say not, it's not that they're not able, but they want the fear to lessen in transition. So the next landing point will be more beneficial. So by landing points, there are various, it is so difficult to describe. Landing points are vast and really are based upon origination and your sourcing and other, we will say planetary aspects, but that is only one integral part. Most who are not in a traumatic, overall fearful ball, I will call it ball, that would keep them trapped, would be greeted, as you know, by partners and soul, I would say guides for your understanding, and allowing them is to initially reconvene, we will say reconvene, but from that point it goes quickly and into a purview. What you hear about a life review is somewhat accurate. It is incredibly more vibrant and experiential would be It does not mean that you experience everything over again, but you actually will, it won't be like watching it on a movie. It will be more in a, you refer to it as 3D, but that would not be accurate. But you would be experiencing it, but you would be experiencing it from a 360-degree view. A view of everything, every particle, every insect, every animal, every tree, every flower, everything around every person watching, every person you are interacting with, but as well, every emotion, every thought, and all without judgment, and even without judgment of self. This 360-degree view, it seems in your understanding and perspective would take a lifetime or more. But it does not. But it does take what you would consider time, and that this is more like a, we will not say celebration, but it is not a somber event. It is not, there is really lack of emotion. It is analyzation. There is no emotion involved and no longing, as you would consider, for your former self, because your former self is inconsequential. You will be deluged with, you will not feel the emotions, but you will feel the sensations at some level, sensations in your energetic body. It would not be emotion, and you would not be tied to it, and you would not harness it. Present for this would be ones that it has been quite deliberated who should be present, and you are invited to invite others present for this as well. This varies. This is overall a majority of the experience. Some will reconvene longer and allowing themselves more time for, we will say, acclimation, but it is never disparate. It is never where you are feeling you don't belong. There is an immediate knowing and immediate understanding without having to be educated, because your, we'll say, your soul harnesses activations that when leaving your body will be immediately activated. So part of those activations is knowing, but there's always more to add. There are more activations to add, more knowing to add. It is an ever expanding soul. It is not typically stagnant or desiring of acceptance of where one is, always wanting to expand, just as the universe is always wanting to expand and always expanding. So, with that being said, in what you call a soul contract, indeed, nothing is, as you refer to it, written in stone. On this day, this will happen. On that day, that will happen. It is fluid and ever changing. It is morphing and growing, or morphing and needing more redirecting and more prompting. But overall, there are general expectations, we will say, not expectations so much in that you feel the weight of the burden of things upon you, but there are general expectations on the length of a lifetime. And most, we'll say demise is the word that we could give the vehicle. The demise or your ending would be generally known as what would transpire to cause that, but the time would be, or the date would be changing based on variations of decisions, situations, and things that will be involved. Generally, there is an expectation for a time or age or, we will say need. This may provoke another question, but we will say need for one's soul to continue to the next phase. So in that regard, the type of ending and the general age generally would be of what you would call a contract. Or if you had a goal or a map or a plan, you would generally know your destination, would you not? Or it wouldn't be much of a map or a plan. Destinations, when it comes to incarnating, the end point is usually clear. It is the in-between that there's a focal point, but it is not always achieved, and it is not always exactly, but the ending point usually is pretty much on target. Is that satisfactory, or shall we elaborate more? We apologize for your loss. We know that regardless, we know this is a something we would not typically say, but it is customary in your realm to extend these condolences, and we do know that this is difficult, and we are not without compassion in this regard. But from our viewpoint, it is well, and it is as it's supposed to be. And that in itself, in our viewpoint, is not sad, but it is beautiful.
Thank you, the many. I do appreciate the condolences. My views on death are quite different than many of others, so I won't go deeper into that, but I just wanted to express my gratitude and thankfulness for enlightening me with the question, the answer to the question, as well as drawing up more questions, which I think I need to sit and ponder on for a little bit before I dig deeper, because that was quite a bit to take in, and I do appreciate you answering this question with such brilliance. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You are quite welcome. The landing points are the curious and interesting parts. You may want to ponder that.
For me, I kind of got the feeling when you were speaking that some souls will come back to this realm to keep reliving, relearning. But when you speak of landing points, I almost speak of other realms, sort of like Earth, where we have a group of people doing their thing, but it's a different type of thing, and it's a different type of way to go about life, where us out here on Earth just couldn't comprehend what these other landing points you speak of would be. So as some wrote in chat, I too wait for the day that I can leave this realm and experience another way of being.
Perfectly stated. Generally, it is accurate, but also there are differences in the landing points and the experience which you are currently living, shall we say, that has many underrated benefits. There are a vast amount of us that are assisting as much as possible and, shall we say, rooting for you. Why you are here and your contribution reverberates throughout the cosmos. For without this landing point, as it is, now you understand, but without it, without this, people refer to it as a school, but there is so much more. It is a vibrant contribution. Some people refer to it and say it is, well, many say that it is overpopulated and is detrimental, and there are many things to be said, but it is vibrant. And the signatures from your realm, including Gaia's signatures, are vastly important. And what occurs in your realm reverberates. So, with that being said, what your decision points and your realization of your power and the power of your contribution, it does not stay in your town or city. It does not stay in your neighborhood. It does reverberate. The little things, the big things. We are watching and we are here to assist. And we are here to assist all of you. We would not be assisting if it was not important. Yes, things are learned. And when you exit, you will see. And your landing point may be probably not likely, but it may be, we don't want to say final, but it will be, could be a landing point for some many options to assist there. But you have come here to assist. Make the most of it, knowing that it is not inconsequential whatsoever. There are so many ongoings in your societies that you will say it is a dichotomy of variations, but it is free will reigns, of course. And with that free will, there are many who choose to siphon off others. And in that siphoning, it does somewhat siphon from the cosmos. So what you do when you give back, you create that balance. When you give back, not to say you are dedicated to service, we are saying when you give back energetically, when you give back to, giving back is returning to your truest essence. So in your physical form, you are able to deliver in a compounding way. What you deliver in only in physicality will be received by a few, but whatever you deliver with your energetic body, along with your physical body, along with your core, realizing and operating from that realization of your truest essence, then in your realm, the siphon becomes but a straw, you see. And balance is more restored. This is our focus, because ones that wish to siphon off the essence, and we say essence because that is true. There are essences being siphoned off, and this was all part of free will. But as we speak of contracts, the ones doing the siphoning, a large proportion of them, their contract has ended. Some of their influences are now no longer allowed. Thus, you see, we will use the word heightened again. A heightened desperation to siphon off as much as possible. We know this created more questions, did it not? I apologize. Open the door, I stepped in.
Never apologize for that. I love that. Thank you so much. That was a lot of information. Such good medicine there. Thank you. We have time at least for another question. If one of you guys would like to ask another question. If not, we definitely have millions accumulated already from just the information that we just got to. Or maybe if you have a question off of that information as well, you can go ahead and take yourself off mute. Just another reminder, my chat right now is not working because my computer's being stubborn. So you will have to unmute yourself to say it. Anybody? Are you sure?
We can't
Joe
continue.
has another one, huh? Yes, please continue.
We will entertain the question.
I got something rattling around up here, but I'm just not, I don't know how to put it into words. Like the vibrations I'm getting from the many right now are just so overwhelming that I'm trying to take it all in. Like you said, that was quite a bit of info, and the many, thank you so much. I definitely have quite a bit to let settle within my subconscious and come to light to be able to ask further. So thank you.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. We are delighted that you feel us, not only see us. In this regard, since you are attuned to that, knowing that, we are here for you as well. Know that. In addition, when we say your truest essence, your core, your realization of it, you have realized. But we also say, through navigating through our energy and others' energy who are here to support, you will see an exponential, we will say explosion of your energetic prowess. We will say prowess. So you know in what you operate. You know what aligns with you. You know that there is so much more than you have been told. You know. You feel it. You feel the communication between you and others. You feel the communication between us and you. Continue to delve into that and operate in that. And it will just expand more and more. Your energetic signature, we have explained this before recently, is seen. And the more you enhance it, it is like a beam going through the dimension. And you are noticed. And you are supported. And you have observers who are there to help. Not only your guides, as you call them, but many others. Many others. We are here to help each and every one of you who are willing, through your free will, to you will say, we are showing the vehicle of a heart center and chakras opening up and expanding and receiving and contributing and allowing the landing point of this reality to become what it once was. It once was a center of higher learning, of interaction between the dimensions was commonplace. This has been diminished, not by chance, but by intention. But it was allowed. Free will always at reign, and free will was given, but it was given without one's knowing. There's always been ones to overcome others, but that was always within free will. It's hard to explain, but going back to our original point, is your beacon. Let it radiate from your core and reach up and know that there are observers, there are ones who are, and we are here to help you. You are doing extremely well, and you are noticed. You are contributing, receiving, and it will only increase with your focused intention, which is quite pleasurable, is it not? This is the most poor compared to the standard existence in your realm, navigating society with the acquisition of inconsequential items and things that to get status and to be seen as successful, or book knowledge, which is good. Book knowledge is good, but where was it sourced? Where did it come from? In addition to that, the standard existence and the way you are told to live is foundationally good, but you are not told about the other aspects. Many of you are finding the keys, and you are the key for many, you see. Every time you open a door for another, for a different view, for understanding of their energy body, of their existence beyond this physicality, of their ability to connect, their ability to create, their ability to feel what is not in their sight, their ability to communicate in ways that are different, their ability to realize how their interactions with their own self are stifling. Many seek the answers of who they are, why they're here, where they're going. Many are lost. Many are seeking answers, and you are one of the ones delivering. You are. Keep delivering and keep receiving from us.
Thank you so much.